Hi, in this tutorial we will see how to configure Docker KM for monitoring Docker hosts running in TLS mode. Patrol for Docker KM collects data remotely. To collect data, Docker daemon on Docker host must be configured for remote API connections. This can be done by running the Docker daemon process with -h option. This option makes the daemon listen on port 4243 on the given network interface. For more information, see Configuring Docker Swarm Monitoring video on the BMC Docs channel. Docker daemon can also be configured to enable TLS by specifying the TLS verify flag and pointing the TLS CA cert flag to a trusted CA certificate. In this mode, daemon allows only the connections from the clients that are authenticated by a certificate signed by the certificate authority. So, if the daemon is running with TLS verify flag, the KM needs the client certificate to connect to this daemon and collect data. In this video, we will see how to generate the client certificate and how to convert it in a format that is acceptable by the KM. To begin with, we need to check if the Docker daemon is running in TLS mode. Let us check the Docker daemon process argument by running a command. We can see that the Docker daemon is running in TLS mode. This means we will need a client certificate and a client key to connect to the Docker daemon. We can see that the server certificate and key have already been created. We will need to follow the same steps to create the client certificate and the client key. In our example, we will follow the steps described in Docker documentation. Let us create the client key using this command. The client key has been created. Now, we will create the certificate signing request, that is CSR. The CSR has been created. To make the key suitable for client authentication, create an extensions config file. Now, let us sign the private key and generate client certificate. For this, you will need your CA certificate and CA key. We have successfully created client certificate and client key. Now, let us convert it into the PFX format that is required for KM. We can do this by using the following command. You need to enter the export password. You can choose a password of your choice. We will need this password along with the PFX certificate while configuring the KM. Copy the client certificate.pfx file on the Patrol agent server where the Docker KM is installed. Now, we will go ahead and configure this Docker host in Patrol for Docker. To begin the configuration, select Docker as the monitoring solution, select the latest version, select Docker in the monitor profile and monitor type. Click Add to configure a Docker host. In the monitoring mode field, select host as the monitoring mode. You can select swarm if you wish to monitor the swarm mode. In this example, I'll select host. In the hostname field, enter the hostname or the IP address of Docker host. In port number field, enter the port number which we have configured for remote API connections. Note that the same port number should be configured for daemons on all nodes in case of a swarm. Select the connection protocol. We have enabled TLS, so we will use HTTPS protocol. Enter the client certificate path. This is the path where you have copied the client cert.pfx file on the Patrol agent server where Docker KM is installed. Enter the password to access the certificate file. We will keep the default values for the remaining fields. Click OK to save the configuration. We have successfully configured the Docker host for monitoring. This is how we can monitor Docker hosts running in TLS mode. Thank you for watching this video.